Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the RAS Picks YouTube channel. In this quick live stream, I'm going to be discussing the new Right Angle Sports BetOnline Hold the Line promotion, which begins Wednesday morning, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. There will be 3 shows coming up this week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific Time. So if you're tuning into the channel, you're subscribed, you're following the shows, I think you're really going to want to tune into these because they're going to be a lot different from what typically happens. And I'm going to walk through why we're doing what we're doing, what you can expect from these 3 shows, and potentially what to expect from more shows between Right Angle Sports and BetOnline coming in the future. So first and foremost, what is the Hold the Line promotion? You will be able to follow the release shows Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific Time. And on BetOnline specifically, betonline.ag, you will be able to go into a special listing within the menu, which will look something like this that you'll see. I'll take this banner away, and you will see RAS Hold the Line as an option in very likely the basketball menu. I'll have an update for everybody on exactly what this is going to look like with the first show on Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific Time. Within the RAS Hold the Line menu on BetOnline, you will have a list of different games which are possible options to be discussed and given out on the release show. We will follow the same setup and go format on the release show where we will tell you the game to set up. We'll tell you if it is a go or a cancel. And if it is a go, BetOnline has ensured that they will hold the release line for at least 30 seconds. Anybody watching the show with a BetOnline account will be able to bet one time for up to $500 on that play that is being released at the price it was released on. And the biggest reason that we are doing this is simply because the biggest criticism of the show has been how difficult it is to get lines. As anybody who has seen the release show before knows, the release is given out, it's a go, the lines move very quickly. And while lots of folks are able to get the release lines, many have a bit of a difficult time doing so. Now, with this partnership with BetOnline, you're going to have a pretty easy time getting the price within 30 seconds, not having to worry about the lines moving, not having to worry about lines changing. You're going to be able to get at least up to $500 down on that as well. So this just makes sense for us, for viewers, for BetOnline. It's a win-win for everybody involved. And I would highly recommend, if you're watching this now on a Tuesday night, in the description of this video, there is going to be a link. If you do not have a BetOnline account, will be an easy way if you want to follow the shows to go through it. You can set it up, and then you can be ready for the show tomorrow morning. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Again, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific Time, the RAS and BetOnline Hold the Line release show. You're going to be able to have a 30-second window at minimum to follow the plays over on BetOnline that are given out on the release show. So there are 3 shows planned one more time: Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday morning, March 5th, 6th, and 8th at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific Time. Question from Ryan Roberts. So still running it the same on YouTube, but it will hold on BetOnline. That's right. So the show is going to air here on the RAS Picks YouTube channel as usual. The release show is going to go through and look and act the same as it always does. All sportsbooks are very likely to treat it in the exact same way as they always do. And then when you hear go given out on the YouTube show, you're going to be able to go over to BetOnline. You will have a 30-second window where they're going to hold the line and not change anything on the side or total that we give out. And you're going to be able to bet it with them for up to $500 without it moving. So that is exactly correct. No change in the show, still going to be hosted here. And you're just going to be able to have that 30-second window over on BetOnline. Taylor, BetOnline is the most prominent offshore sportsbook and has been for more than 20 plus years. And so people from all across the United States, Canada, and international have been using BetOnline for a very long time. And so if you are looking for a new option to play, again, and if you want to follow the shows, I'll have a link down in the description of this video that you can go through to get set up over at BetOnline as well. So would encourage anybody who is not already playing at BetOnline to go over and do so. If anybody has any questions before we wrap up here on this very quick and impromptu live stream, would love to hear any of the questions coming into the chat, and we'll be able to do our best to facilitate them now, or if anything stands out that we maybe haven't thought of, we can perhaps bring it up on the show tomorrow or just get everything sorted out. But for those of you joining late, again, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday this week, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific, Right Angle Sports and BetOnline hold the line. BetOnline will be holding the release price for up to 30 seconds. Anybody with an account will get up to $500 on that play without the line moving. DT, if you want to DM me some details specifically about that, I can forward a message over to them and see what they might be able to help out with. That's not something that I have heard very many people have any issues with, as BetOnline is viewed as one of the sharpest offshore books, certainly with how early they post lines and how much they're willing to take on markets as well. So if you have any questions about that, just send me a DM. Danny, if you are in Manitoba, now next door to you in Saskatchewan, but if you are in Manitoba, you will be able to play at BetOnline without any issues there as well. eColt, is BetOnline getting your play beforehand and thus they can front run it elsewhere? We're going through a bit of an interesting process where we're going to have several games that are not specified point spread nor total that are given over to them. So, for example, tomorrow, I'm not saying that this is the case, but if there are 3 games specifically which we are going to release on the show, we're maybe going to highlight and pull 9 games from the BetOnline menu, and those will go into the RAS section on the menu, which will look something like this. And so if you are looking at this part of the menu on BetOnline tomorrow during the show, you might see 9 different games, and then we would have releases on 1, 2, 3, whatever it might be of those. And so no, they will not be getting it beforehand, but there will be games that everybody can see in that section in the menu. And then here on the show, obviously the releases will be given out. So it'll condense the menu a little bit, but there is not going to be anything given up beforehand. The first time you're going to hear go will be here on the show, and that is the first anybody, obviously aside from us at RAS, will know what the play is going to be. If we have any more questions before we wrap up, please drop them in here. I'm looking forward to this one tomorrow. It'll be the first show in the new office as well. So this will be a fun one to get things going. It's March. We got conference tournaments. We're getting close to the big tournaments as well in just a couple of weeks. So this is great we're able to have a partner like BetOnline in an industry where the norm is becoming limiting and shutting down accounts and avoiding taking bets. It's great to see BetOnline step up and say, hey, we're willing to take not just one bet from one person, but a whole lot of bets from a whole lot of people with pretty strong history behind it. And they're willing to take those bets. And so I think that's commendable, just the way that the industry is going as a whole. A lot of negativity around how sportsbooks are treating players. And this is one that's a very prominent one in the space, stepping up and taking a lot of bets. So hopefully everybody watching can take advantage of that as well. DT is asking, any plans for MLB? Honestly, DT, none on my end. It's not something that I watch or follow. It's not something that RAS has done in, I want to say 15 years, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, it's just not something that we get into. So there's a big push here the next couple of weeks for college basketball. And then likely through the new footballbettors.com newsletter, there's going to be some coverage of the UFL. I know there's a bit of a labor dispute going on. That's free to follow for anybody who wants to sign up for that and follow along. I'll be doing some write-ups and coverage there. I'll also be covering the draft as I did last year for those of you who are on the newsletter as well. And so with the UFL, if I end up doing any content around that, that'll be sent out there. I'll very likely post things here on YouTube as well. And then the draft, we have a couple plans we're thinking about for that, but that would be what's coming up after college basketball in March through the month of April, and then into early part of May with the schedule release and some props and futures and stuff like that for NFL. So no baseball, unfortunately, from us. We'll have to go elsewhere for that. But if you're still interested in some more football coverage past college basketball, would recommend signing up for that free newsletter at footballbettors.com. David saying, thank you. I love the progressive thinking and how you can continue to contribute to changing the culture for the good. David, you put me on a spot with a tongue twister there. A lot of C's, a lot of con as well with some E endings. So that was some alliteration at its finest that I was able to make through. But I'm glad you're enjoying it. I know we've been trying a lot of things and trying a lot of different avenues on the best way to deliver picks and the best way to deliver some content. I think this is a really good partnership that allows everybody who's watching to have a very reputable sports book in the offshore space, willing to take bets from everybody, that you can immediately action what is being given out on the show and the live stream at that sports book as well. And so it's a nice integration, product activation, however you want to look at it, that I think people will certainly benefit from and enjoy at a minimum as we get into March here with college basketball. So I'll wrap it up on that note. Again, for everybody who's tuned in, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday this week, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific, will be 3 release shows where BetOnline holds the line as part of a promotion for the plays that we give out. 30 seconds after the release is given out as a go, where you can bet up to $500. The line will not move at BetOnline. And just to kind of wrap things up, because I know it's going to come up, we have 3 shows scheduled this week with them. These are kind of pilot shows in a way, just to see how things go and see what it looks like and see how functional it can be. And so we'll have further updates on the Saturday show or after about what things are going to look like for the remainder of March. We'll have picks going out one way or the other, certainly, in addition to the service, with it being March Madness and everything that comes from that. But we're trying the best to have these 3 shows continue throughout the month of March as well. So we're looking forward to the first show tomorrow. So thanks, everybody, for taking a few minutes out of your Tuesday evening. Have a great night. We'll chat with each and every one of you tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific time, here on the YouTube channel.